Yeah, on and on, 2001. Ça te rappelle rien?
Hey, what is up guys? My name is Armaan and you are watching Tech Teen. This is the OnePlus Nord review 1 year later. This is the OnePlus Nord. It was released last year in the month of July and it has been around 1 year since I have been using it. OnePlus tried to go back to its roots of providing mid-range phones but with flagship level specs. Pretty much every part of this phone is second best for the price, meaning there is no super standout flagship spec in any place in this phone. But all of them are going to be right up there with the best. So the display is maybe the best example of this. It's a 1080p 90Hz OLED display. So not the bleeding edge highest resolution or highest frame rate, but still quite nice. And I really like that it's a flat display and that the bezels aren't too thick. Overall, this screen is better than fine. Snapdragon 765G and I'm using the model with 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. It's not a 800 series chip and it is UFS 2.1 storage, but honestly I can't notice any difference even while launching the big apps like the games and the camera. Oxygen OS for me has felt more or less like the same experience as the more expensive OnePlus 8. And you also have the bonus of 5G compatibility. The quality of the build feels good in the hand, metal and glass. That's not entirely true or accurate about this phone. So it's glass on the front and the back and it's plastic rails along the outsides and metal buttons. On the right side of the phone, you also get the legendary alert slider of OnePlus. So it's made up of metal, glass and plastic. So the other main things that we have to talk about in this phone are the battery life and the cameras. Turns out the battery is pretty good. It's a little over 4000 mAh and it was getting me comfortably through the end of all types of quarantine days. 5 hours of screen on time, no problem. Ending the lighter days with sometimes 20 to 30% left, and it was definitely helped massively by it coming with the warp charger in the box. I can't understate how important that was for this phone. So then the cameras, the bad news, and really it's just kind of a mixed bag at this point. I really think that OnePlus have fallen victim to their own marketing department's hype. So it's a quad camera system on the back, 48 megapixel main camera with the hardware straight from the OnePlus 8 with the Sony IMX586 sensor, then an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, a 2 megapixel macro and 5 megapixel depth sensor. The main camera is okay. It's the same hardware as the OnePlus 8, but it doesn't quite take the same photos because of the less processing power. I found that it's actually a little bit noisier and a little worse overall, but definitely in the same league of decent photos if you don't pixel peep too much. But once you zoom in into the photo, you probably won't be too impressed by detail or anything like that. It's fine. The ultra-wide camera does its job with the whole dramatic wide perspective for sure, but it's immediately soft, so no matter what the lighting conditions, it's just lacking the resolution fundamentally to match the quality of the primary camera. In a wider field of view, you'd actually need a higher resolution camera than the main camera. The 2 megapixel macro camera on the back of this phone is just unnecessary because it is so bad. The photos taken from this macro camera are actually worse than if you just use the main camera and get as close as you can and then crop in. That's not an exaggeration. Seriously, I tried this a few times and almost every time I just took the photo from the main camera, cropped in a bit, and when I put it next to the macro version, it was usually better than the macro camera. The only difference now was that they couldn't make a complete flagship killer because they now themselves make flagships. So to not cannibalize their own sales, they had to make a phone which was a step down from flagship quality. So they had to separate their flagship from their mid-range phones. I think OnePlus have made the right choices with the OnePlus Nord. They have made a complete overall package with the right choices. If you are looking for a phone under 30,000 rupees, then this is the best phone to buy. If you like this video, then don't forget to give a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so that you never miss my future videos. So that was it for this video. Thank you guys. See you in the next one.